Recording in progress.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode from Broke to Millions. In the building, we got my man Walt Potty the Pipe Piper. What's up, homeboy? And then all the way over here,
I'm great. I am fantastic.
You took a while to get in here.
Yeah.
All right. And then all the way from the Philippines, where the weather is hot and hotter, my man Wendell the Gooseman. What's up, baby?
But I'm here in Cincinnati.
Yeah. He is here.
And Walt said he is the one secretly running the show.
That's what he do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, when you turn my Instagram on, man, I got to talk to my folk.
I just got this up and running. Give me a second.
Man, that would speed it up, bro. And hit record. Hit record everywhere.
Where my drive at?
It ain't in there?
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It ain't in there for real?
I can't just leave and then
It's
stuff
not,
come up
it's in
missing.
my bag. It's not in there?
Yeah, no.
Oh, fudge. I got to go get it. God dang it.
All right.
It's in my bag. Here, you know what? Go to my car.
It's okay. It's recorded in.
No, you need that. It's in my book bag. Oh damn! You broke my key. Hey man, so check this out, man. We're gonna interview today Alexandra Chou. She raised $450 in OPM, other people's money, and man, like she crushed it, man. And we're gonna learn all about that, how she did it. Like she jumped the game into RV parks.
Yeah.
Which ain't even what she do. That wasn't even what she was trying to do.
Right. And what's nice is she talked with 7 people, and she closed all 7.
Damn, that's like, bro, don't bet against her.
That's really amazing how she did that. I'm curious as to
It's
I want to find out how exactly
black bag. Yeah.
how exactly she did that. So
That's pretty impressive, man.
yep.
So hey man, if you ain't got your ticket to Bird 360, it is coming up, man. The Bird 360 coming September 26th to 28th. If you don't have your ticket, get your ticket now. All right? Just stop what you're doing. Go to bird360.com. Purchase a ticket now. You're gonna miss out. I got Robert Allen coming.
Robert Allen, the OG of OGs of real estate,
The
guys.
coach who coached the coaches.
That's right.
This is the guy, you'll be like, Mike, where did you learn about other people's money? Where did you learn how to buy deals? How did you
Or
learn how
no
to do
money
real-
down deals.
Yeah, how to learn to do no money down deals.
Robert
Robert
Allen.
Allen. He's my coach. Well, first of all, he was my coach when he didn't know he was my coach.
Right.
I read his book when I was 16 years old.
Amazing.
16 years old. I use these same principles to this day. 40-something years old. Later. Well, 40? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. 10 years later. 10 years later. 10 years later.
I know. It's okay. I know, Mike, you're not 40. But anyway,
Yeah, but close
that's
enough.
beside the point. It's all right. But going back to the Bird 360.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
we got Sean Mikey as well. He's a guy, insurance, does real estate as well. It's in one of those bags, man. And so he's pretty good, man. He's coming as well.
But you're launching your new book at the Bird 360,
yeah.
right? And then we're gonna talk about the $250 billion opportunity.
Look in the back one with the
So
computer.
it's going to be like life changing to say the least. So go to
Yeah.
bird360.com.
And come, because you will be the first to get the release of my book. All right? So there we go. And then also sponsored by Soda. Soda.com, man. This is our development, $120 million development that we're working on. And it's coming here. We're breaking ground in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
I'm sorry. We'll have our final permits Already got my demo permit. Now I've got my foundation permit coming, and we'll be ready to break ground by the end of the winter. Yeah, by the end of winter. Or sooner. So if you want to learn how to invest in deals like this, be a part of deals like this, go to NassauInvest.com, join our investor list so that you can be a part of amazing deals like this. All right, so today, like I said, we're going to interview. Oh, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we'll interview Alexandra Chou. And then if you want to be like Alexandra, who raised $450,000 in OPM, other people's money, then, you know, we'll let you know how you can do that. And then we'll do something different. Instead of you guys typing your questions for Alexandra, you know, go ahead, raise your hand on Zoom, and we'll call on you to actually interact with Alexandra or ask Mike any questions that you guys have. And then Mike will finish it off with the millionaire mindset, you know, so that, because that's very, very important. All of these things, you know, all the techniques, you can learn all the techniques out there, but if you don't have the right mindset, then you won't implement it because you don't even believe you deserve it, right? So Mike will show you how to have the right mindset so that you will implement the things that you will learn tonight. So with that, let's jump right in.
You all right, man?
I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Yeah. My throat. Yep.
You something else.
Something else.
Hey, so can I get a drum roll win, man? I mean, well, if you know where it is. So our next guest, all the way from wherever.
New York?
New York?
New York, New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey.
Yep.
She's dealing with RV parks, 7 for 7. Everybody give it up for Alexandra. Alexandra, you there?
Hi. Hi, Mike. Hi, Wen.
What's up, superstar? How you doing?
Oh, super nervous.
Super nervous.
So look, let's get into it because this is so exciting. Like, I want to learn. I want to share your story. Let everybody walk through your journey. But what's crazy to me is, if I'm understanding this right, you weren't even looking to do RV parks. You just actually looked at it, and now you potentially have a net profit for the deal of $9 million.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yes.
So, like, I never really was looking at, like, RV parks. I originally made a post about a mobile home park that Joe told me to make a post on that, like, fell through. And then, here I am talking to you.
Oh, that is so amazing. So that was amazing. Like, and all this happened because you made a post. Like, Joe said, hey, that's okay, because you were going after an RV deal, or you were reviewing it. It didn't work out, and he says, share the post. Is that right?
Yeah, so like it was a very small like mobile home park deal that like I got into contract with my business partner, and then during the due diligence, like it was just really bad. Like they said that they had surveys, there were no surveys. Like they said they had like environmental tests, they had no environmental tests.
Oh wow.
So basically they kind of like lied through like the whole process.
Wait a minute. You're telling me people lie? People don't share they don't tell the truth when you're doing due diligence?
Yeah, and then like it took like, they were trying to explain it as like he was like a mom and pop shop, so then like he didn't have his like record straight, and then like so like it's supposed to be messy, but then like one thing is messy and the other thing is just like it's like baloney. So what happened was that it was like
was it Oscar Mayer? Was it Oscar Mayer baloney?
Yeah, it was Oscar Mayer baloney. Probably not even like maybe like Walmart baloney.
Just being polite.
Yeah, like, and
Yeah.
I ended up like getting out of the deal because it was like not like a good deal, and then they were lying and just, so like I posted about the mobile home park,
Hmm.
and then actually I wasn't gonna post about it.
Right.
Joe, my account manager, told me that I should because like I'm like, well, this is a deal that didn't go anywhere. Like, why would anyone want to know? Why would anyone care to
Right.
know
Yeah,
of
that
a
makes
deal
sense.
that didn't go anywhere?
Yeah.
And then like he said that people basically resonate with like deals that they try for and don't get. And then I said okay, so like I posted it, and then I got like the initial responses kind of blew me away.
And so,
Yeah. We'll actually talk about that too. Yeah.
yeah. And so just from that, you were able to start talking to people and raise money. Is that right?
So from that came actually the deal first, the deal that I
Oh.
became a GP on. So
Wait a
from
minute. Hold on,
that,
hold on, hold on. Stop, 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 stop. Wait. So you had a deal that was Oscar Mayer Walmart baloney, and then you post about it, which is a story that didn't go anywhere. So an unsuccessful story. In return, you post about it, and then a deal comes to you.
yes. So this really, really like very experienced like loan sponsor like approached me, and then he said that, hey, I have an RV park deal. Do you want to take a look at it? And then I did. And then like when I was looking at it, I said that this is really interesting, but like I had a lot of back and forth about the underwriting because I said that this is what I'm getting. This is how I'm underwriting. How are you guys getting the numbers that you guys are getting? And then I think like during the interaction, like he actually liked the way that I analyzed the deal, and then he really kind of said that like, would you be interested in joining as a GP? Like one by providing like EMD money, and then two by fundraising for the deal. And then I actually utilized like I asked Joe again if I should reach out to John Glanker,
Mm-hmm.
which is your lawyer, to
Yeah.
kind of like ask about the process. I also reached out to Keisha Kennedy, which is a
Mm-hmm.
coach that on the mastermind, and then they gave me really good insights on how to join as a GP and what to kind of look out for. And then yeah, so first came the deal, and then subsequently
What?
the other
Hold on,
investors.
hold on, Exile. So for our listeners, some of us experiencing that. Can you explain what is a GP?
It's a general partner. So they were syndicating the deal where basically there was a general partner that's in charge of like the management, the fundraising, the overall operations of the project, and then versus the passive investors that were labeled as limited partners, LPs.
This is crazy. So you're not successful on the deal. You don't want to post, but you become you show a vulnerable side of you, right?
Yeah, we call that opening the kimono, which is one
Yeah.
of the techniques that we teach our mastermind members. Yeah.
You open the kimono. You become vulnerable. You share your failures, and from the failures, you obtain some success. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't understand why that work. Why does that work?
Well, because it makes her relatable. It makes her real, right? Like, not every deal that you look at are good deals. So just might as well share what you're doing,
Yeah, you know what?
you
That's
know?
fair because everybody always show what they did great, but they don't never want to show the downside.
Yeah.
So Alexander, where were you? What were you doing prior to real estate? Like, what were you doing, and then how did you get to this place? Because I guess you were doing something, and then now you became an investor full time.
Yes. So like very prior to me ever touching real estate, I was a CPA. And then like I worked as like an auditor for like a investment bank. So then
Really?
I was in that field for like almost 10 years before I just, didn't quite like it. But my family was always in real estate. So I
Mm,
transitioned from being a CPA into like the family business. But they only did basically multifamilies and
right.
mixed uses in New York. And then like last year, like I decided to go out on my own. And this is like my whole real estate journey of growing my own portfolio, has been just, like basically a year and a half in the making.
Mm. And so, like, what? So your family was in apartments, and you helped out doing that.
So they basically like had they were self-managing, so it was apartment buildings and mixed use buildings, and also we had a couple of industrial properties that we also needed to dispose of. So then I basically arranged the sale of an off-market sale of our industrial properties to developers, so we were able to get like pretty much like I would say like top dollar for our sale. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then I was lucky to be, to do that successfully. And then also we were actively redeploying the capital that we got from the sale
That's
to
amazing.
other.
That's great. Now I'm gonna be nosy because I've been thinking about this lately. I got answers for structure of deals, structure of partnerships, but how does a family business structure? Like, I guess it's no different, but like, if you come into the family business, is it that you come in as a salary? Do you get an equity, or like mom and dad already structure what your percentage is when you get in? Like, does it is
Is
it
it
based off the will? Like, how do you?
is it commission based?
Can you share with that, or share other people you may know of? I just
Sure. So other people I know of in other family offices have a salary. I work off of like distributions from my family. So like if I don't perform a certain way, because my family's cheap, so then like if I don't perform a certain way, I don't get distributed. So like
No salary for
and
you.
they're brutally honest with me, right?
that's
So
cool.
like
That's
but other
amazing though.
people,
Yeah.
like other people actually are like like W-2'd, and like they have like I think like also bonuses that they receive like in the
Oh,
when they reach for certain like performance metrics. And then but like for me solely, I get um basically capital distributions. So
mm-hmm,
then the good thing is I get taxed at a lower
mm-hmm.
bracket
Mm-hmm.
because they're capital gain rates.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm glad you
Cool.
shared because I was looking at some developers, and like they would hire their kids, they'll bring them in,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm sure the salary is different. But at the time, I mean, they get all the benefits like dad buys their car, they pay some of the bills, and then um, what happens? They just get a nice salary,
Yeah,
maybe 65, 70 grand.
they get a salary, then they can get a 401k, and all of those are tax deductible to the business.
But I don't never see them get the big check. I don't see them get the bag.
Mm.
Like they just, that's just weird. I'm thinking about like, yeah, how do my kids like? Nah, you get your own. I'll lend you some money. Like that's kind of how I'm like. I think for me, I'm gonna just lend my kids money. I don't know. I'll lend them money for their deal to get them started.
Mm.
That'll be more than anything. This is amazing, Alexandra. I'm just really so excited and like, I mean, RV parks out of anything. What does RV stand for anyway?
Recreational
Oh,
vehicle.
recreational vehicle. Oh, so I'm so smart. I told you that. But is there any money in RV parks? Like,
Yeah, apparently
because they're
there
not
is.
sexy. Are
Mm-hmm.
they not sexy? Some are. Now they're getting sexy.
Glamping. Yeah, things like
Glamping.
glamping,
But I
glamorous
mean, is
camping.
there money in RV? Like, how does that work? Like, do you own the RV or the trailer? And can you explain the difference? RV park versus trailer park, is that a difference? Or is it the same thing? Like, help us out. Like, give us some clarity on this. My
Sure. So like an RV park, I think an RV park is like a more akin to like a hospitality type business, but you actually don't own like like the building structures, right? Because like RV parks are lots. So it's actually like much more cost effective. So like for me, like the RV park deal was 116 lots, right?
okay,
So basically out of those 116 lots, like you're paying a lot less insurance because like you don't own really any of the physical structures. People
okay.
are bringing in their like 100,000 plus vehicles into your
Oh,
campground. So then like
Mm-hmm.
that, so that they can utilize like the water, the power and sewage. And then like so
oh.
you actually do generate quite a bit of like returns and revenue. Like in this deal specifically, like across of like the 5 year hold span, I think the IRR is like above like 30%.
What?
And
Slap your mama
yeah.
for me. Slap your mama.
Thirty
30.
percent.
Oh
Wow,
my gosh. That's bananas.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you said it's like hospitality. So you're saying the RV, these people are traveling
Yeah, and then you get
and
like
are these people living there or some live there and then some are traveling going back and forth?
So like there will be some that will live there year round, and then they're gonna occupy the sites that are like less, like I would say like less with the nice views and like more in like kind of like the perimeters of like the park where you don't have like a lot of the views. But they're okay with that because they're happy to kind of like have a place to park their vehicle and be there year round. The other parts of the park that have more premium views, that have like more, of like high-end amenities. They're really for just travelers that kind of go in and out. And what I was just informed is that like the RV park in Santa Fe, they have like basically a 2 week period called Balloon Fest that's very popular in
balloon
like
fest. Yeah.
October.
Hmm.
And then like it's already fully booked out, like and at the newer higher rates that we just implemented. So
Well,
like
okay,
it's
So it's kind of like a hotel,
yeah, that's what she's
but
saying.
there's no structure, but you
So
just rent out
yeah,
the
you
land
just
for the
rent
day.
out the lot. So what do you
Hmm.
charge per day? Like in this particular place, what is the fee per day?
For the deal that you did.
it will alter per
Mhm.
like season,
Yeah,
and like it will alter
Just like a
per
hotel. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. I we're in transition to kind of like restructure a little
Yeah.
bit of the nightly rates. So
Okay.
I don't 100%
That's okay. I won't hold you
know.
to it, but just give us an idea here.
So like for example, like I think like some of the RV rates for where there's like the best views, they are upwards of like 100 a night. And then like and if you go into like high season, that's even higher than that. So it's like
Mm.
and then there's also on the park we're installing, they had originally some like dirt pads that they were calling like tent pads, like people can put up tents,
Hmm.
but we're utilizing that space to turn it into like an actual luxury tent. So then like basically you just like put up a blank tent and install
Glamping.
electricity, and
Yeah.
then like
Hmm.
those go for like I believe it's upwards of like 150 a night. So it's
Wow.
So
actually
what
like
what's
when you
what's
go.
what's in the tent? Like, is it TVs? Is it couches? Is it beds? Like, what do you? Or they got to bring their
It's
own.
bed. No, they don't have to bring anything within the tent. So then like it would be like beds, and then like heating, and then like,
Mm.
like pillows. So that it wouldn't be,
So
you
that's
wouldn't need to
definitely
bring it.
glamping there. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. Glamorous camping. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then yeah, and then another part of the park will be installed with so the operator of this deal was able to negotiate amazing rates for mini cabins. So like it's like basically mini homes on wheels. And then like,
So tiny
there
homes.
it's
So you're doing tiny homes as well.
about 10 of them, yes. And then they're going to be charging like premium because if they're comparable to like Airbnb rates, so then like
Mm.
they're going to be charging like a premium on that. But the best part is that they're still labeled as recreational vehicles, so there's no permitting required
Oh
to
my
get these
gosh.
onto the sites.
So
They
hold
should
on,
be in
stop,
RVs rather
stop,
than
stop
apartments.
this, stop this madness. This is madness. You're getting $100
A night.
for somebody just to park on the pad.
Yep. And then 150 if you give them a tent. And
A
then
tent.
basically, right?
And then what amenities? Is there like a pool? Is there a lake? Is there anything besides
the
sewage?
The RV park itself is the only park in Santa Fe that has a pool. So for whatever reason, they were very kind of like the Santa Fe local community was very kind of strict about pool licenses. So then this is the only RV park with a pool. So and it has
That's
really good
crazy.
mountain views. So
Oh
it's
my
I would say it's probably that's the best competitive like area
Joe would love
advantage.
going here.
Yeah.
Joe would
yeah.
love this. So this is crazy. So now these RV parks are really getting popular. And now, like here in Cincinnati, this is the one I couldn't believe. They put it on steroids. So it's next to Kings Island. So they have a RV park, so you can park your RV trailer, whatever you want, whatever you pulling, RV trailer. Then they have a pool. Then they have an eating area, and then they got a whole bunch of tiny homes that they rent out. Like, and they crush it during regular season, but even off season, they'll crush it
Really?
because they're just renting it out for people with trailers.
Huh.
Like
awesome.
that's, and then like, so what is your expenses on that? Like, because like regular hotels, if a limited service operates at before debt,
30%.
if they doing it, that's 30%.
30% of the
For
gross.
a extended stay is 35%, maybe higher. 40 could get to 40. A full service could be at 25%. Where does the RV come in at? Do you know that?
So, just for like, I don't have the full numbers off the top of my head, but like, I remember like the past in 2022, they had revenues, like gross revenues of about like, I think like somewhere in like 650s. And then they were netting like the NOI, right? Was like somewhere in like the high, like mid to high 400s. So like, it's actually
Like,
like,
Now, when you say 650, are you saying 650,000?
yes, but they were only operating half of the year. So then, for whatever reason,
Well, I
there was
mean, but
nothing
who
wrong.
cares? You 650, and you only had 200,000 in expenses. What is
Give or
that?
take, yes.
What is that, Lynn? Is that
so 400,000 in
that's like
income
40?
divided by 650.
60%.
That's 61%. So 61% of the
NOI.
gross is NOI.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine there are really no cost other than
Now,
sewer and
yeah,
water
and blowing the driveway.
other amenities. That's basically it, right?
So yeah, so if you're doing that, so is it more challenging to get debt for a RV park or a trailer? Now, are you only doing RV, or will you get into trailers as well?
So like, it's actually from what I learned, right? Trailer parks with like the stationary, like non-moving
Mobile home parks.
Mobile homes.
like mobile homes. So it's different because like the pipe setups and also like the way that, meters are set up is also different. So like, because when I was trying to do the mobile home park, I actually asked the city whether or not these lots can be used as RV lots as well, and they said no because of like sizing and other restrictions. So like what I believe is that like you have a certain set of restrictions for RV lot sizes and lot hookups, and then another set of restrictions for like mobile home sites. Although I think, it's probably slightly easier to convert the RV to like a mobile home site and less like and more cumbersome to do it the other
And
way
and
around.
and,
Interesting.
and last one, hold on
yeah.
one second. And so and guys on Facebook, Instagram, Zoom, type in your questions. We're going to let Alexandra answer some of your questions, but the other thing before we get in, because we're going to dig in more to you, but the last thing, mobile homes versus trailer park, is that pretty much the same? Is that like saying motel and hotel?
I think they're the same.
I believe like a mobile home park is the same equivalent terminology as trailer park, but not the same as RV park.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think RV park is more like hotels, but mobile home park is more like apartments. Kind of like the equivalent or the analogy.
In trailer, so if you say trailer, that's
It's the same as
lower
mobile home parks.
trailers. So that
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily it's low end.
No, because
'Cause
there are
I've seen some nice
there's some
trailer
mobile
parks.
there's some mobile home parks that are
So
like
I think
mobile
if they're
homes that are
nice,
like high
if they
end.
say trailer, I think that's kind of lower end. If they say mobile, it is a trailer, but it's not low end.
I don't know.
I
Maybe,
think.
maybe. So, but really, like the goal, Mike, while we're interviewing Alexandra, is to find out about how she raised OPM,
Okay,
private
well, let's
capital.
go. I mean, I'm
Okay,
sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to know what she did. That was
Okay.
so amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
but
sorry. I'm interested in you, Alexandra.
no, no, no.
I'm so sorry.
I just want to remind Mike that that's the goal. Okay, that's the goal. Is is really more the really more about raising private capital. So, but go ahead, Mike. Whatever question you want.
No, no, we got to get to. So prior to joining the mastermind, like what you kind of shared some of the other deals that you were doing. You said you were doing apartments. You were working with the family. Um, were there anything outside of apartments deals you were doing as well?
So, okay, all of last year, that's when I got away from like New York apartments and I invested into basically multifamilies in Cincinnati. And that's like last year was when I acquired the 77 units like in Cincinnati. This year, I have the mobile home park and then I'm in contract for a residential assisted living facility with my
Nice.
operators. So, like, we are hoping to
Wait a
close
minute.
like
Hold
the
on.
license.
Stop.
Hi.
You went from apartments to RVs to assistant living. Like, how do you do all this?
I'm a numbers person, so like you give me a
Ah.
spreadsheet, like I can't talk to people, but I could analyze a spreadsheet. So like
But it's amazing that despite that, well, you can't talk to people, but you talk seven people into investing with you. So I mean, most
What?
likely the things that we taught you work, right? In terms
Well, I
of
mean,
raising
yeah. I mean, I'm
capital.
glad you said so. Let's talk about that. Like, what did you know about raising private capital prior? Since you said you're not a people, you're so not a people person, but yet you raised money. Like, what did you learn, and then how did the mastermind add to that to raising private capital?
yeah, so like honestly, before this mastermind and before joining any of these sessions, right? I knew nothing about raising capital. I've only deployed capital, like I've only invested into deals as a capital partner. So I knew nothing, like absolutely nothing. That's why when Joe, Bisling was telling me to post stuff, like usually I don't even post stuff until I actually close on a deal because I figure like why bother posting things that never occurred. So like so when what I mean, I was very nervous, like honestly, talking to people about capital raising because like it's never something I've done, and it also makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But like the way that I approached it after like I got all those interest from the posts was that I just talked about the underwriting, right? I talked about the spreadsheet, I talked about the business plan, I talked the way that people like I would want people to talk to me if I'm giving out money. And then so, I use that kind of approach to basically, you know, talk with my contacts and just kind of like, full disclosure, two of them were actually friends of mine. So out of the seven,
Okay,
two, like
okay,
we're like
okay.
friends. So I didn't have to do much. They kind of knew me and my background. They were like, okay, you're putting money in, I'm gonna put money in, and then they went into the deal. The other five, like one came from your mastermind, Annabelle, and then
Mm,
like but
Uh-huh.
like I did the same thing with her. Like I went through each page of the underwriting calculator, piece by piece, section by section, and I asked her if she had any questions, and then like and then I said that, and then I arranged for a call with like the main operator that was,
Uh-huh.
doing the deal. And basically I spent time explaining how the numbers worked and how the business plan was going to be executed and how the value add was going to occur.
interesting. Now, in addition to Annabelle, who is a member of the mastermind, and then your two friends, then you have four people. Where did you find the other four investors, or how did they find you?
So, like, one I actually didn't know too well at all. Like,
Mm.
she just kind of like saw me posting and just reached out and
Mm-hmm.
was like, talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the other three, I posted in like another Facebook group, and then like basically um, that Facebook group was also a previous mastermind that I was in.
Mm.
So like but those three I haven't done deals with, but
Mm-hmm.
I did know them. So none of them were cold leads, I would say. Like,
Except
they were all warm.
except the
Yeah,
other one.
except that one. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
except
Mm-hmm.
that one. Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
But like basically like the others were all just like warm leads. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like my approach was always just to kind of like talk to them in a way that like, you know, I wanted to be talked
Yeah.
to. So
Mm-hmm.
like, to get people comfortable with the underwriting.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Gotcha.
So what did you learn in the mastermind that helped you like kind of push forward? Because from my understanding, you were in another mastermind. Well, you just shared you were in another mastermind, but you left, and from there, you end up pulling some other people, from your network. I say, like I always like to say, your net worth is your network, and some people like you're the sum of the three or four people around you. So, how did that mastermind help you with that?
Which.
So I believe your mastermind is like very focused on like teaching you how to like do bigger deals and also like syndicate. So like just kind of like on example, like I was able to utilize like John Blanker to like help me review like a lot of like the PPM and like the old like OA documents, and also to understand like when people ask me questions, because like in the PPMs there would just be like, what are class A, shareholders, and class
Mm-hmm.
B shareholders, and like those questions came up, right? Like, so like I think like, the resources that like your mastermind had was like my ability to tap into people that knew about syndication, and versus like prior to that, I don't think I would have had like an ability to ask um like syndication questions, or like deals that were like of a larger nature.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying like in our group, there's multiple resources there, and different skill sets throughout the group that you could tap into.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no cap. I learned that. My kids taught me that. No cap.
Right. Right.
Uh, so you now expel us on this 7 for 7. Okay, that's why I'm gonna start calling. I'm about to call you 77, maybe 14. I'm about to call you
Seven.
14.
Seven
Why
for
they call
seven.
it 14? Because she's 7 for 7, baby. What did you do? Talk to us about that. Those calls. How did you persuade the investors to invest with you? 14.
Yeah. So a lot of times they ask a lot about like the previous operators like experience, right? And then what they really wanted to know was like whether or not like the previous parks he's managed, or did they successfully stabilize and distribute, right? I think like a lot of times investors wanted to know like whether or not like the projected numbers that you give them are really like attainable. So like I think like, my part in all of this was that like I helped get them comfortable by like first like explaining the overall business plan and
Right.
explaining the overall experience of the operators and how they did do distributions, and then getting setting up a call for all the investors that actually really show that they really wanted to move forward and invest, and then so that they could have like that same discussion with like the main operator. So like I again like I didn't do like everything, right? Like I just my main function was to make people first get comfortable, and like answer questions that I knew how to answer, and then get them to basically like the operator, who's supposed to execute, further on the plan.
So if I'm hearing right, all you did was kind of create a relationship, create some type of sustainability, some kind of connection, right? Let him know it's comfortable, it's safe, and then here, come on in and let's talk about how it operates. So, did you even talk about the business per se, or like, did you focus more on their goals, or you went straight in about the deal?
So two of the two friends, they didn't need much talking to,
Okay,
so they just kind of went with.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, since
So
you're in,
like
I'm
I
in kind
Yeah.
of conversation, right? Since you're
yes,
investing in the
oh
deal,
yeah.
I'll invest in the deal too. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Like, because I invested money not only from the GP, like I put the EMD down, but like from the LP side, like I put in an LP position, right? So they were like, well, if you think, we think, so that's okay, right? So like, I was like, oh, okay, great, okay. So like I think that helped with a lot of the discussions that I'm trying not to think,
Oh my
so,
god. Oh my god.
mhm. But
So
yeah.
But what about the others? Yeah, other than the two friends, how did you
So
persuade
like
them? Mm-hmm.
the others, like I did talk about the business plan and I did talk about like the underwriting. So I would say because like the everyone except that one that was a cold call, they came from
Mm-hmm.
a mastermind, right? Either your
Mm-hmm.
mastermind or my previous mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the way that they look at deals is more sophisticated, right?
Right.
Because they actually have like the knowledge base.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, like I didn't talk to her about any of this. They just looked at the marketing PDF and then they were interested.
Mm.
So I think like that's probably more similar to the more majority of like people that you know might be more passive investors.
Mm-hmm.
I just so happened to end up with like a lot of people that were in masterminds, right, and had a more
Got it.
sophisticated knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
that
about
was
what
that was
about
a
that cold prospect? Like, how did you persuade him or her? Because
oh yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
personal relationship
Yeah, you
established
didn't
yet.
have yeah.
How
What?
did you do that?
Tell us on that one, 7 on 7.
so she was it was a she, and then like I think she was actually quite easy to talk to. So like she just wanted to look at like what basically then the projected target numbers were, and
Mm-hmm.
then basically she listened to the operator talk about like the overall business plan. I didn't have to describe the business plan to her, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. She just looked
Mm-hmm.
at like the marketing material and then attended a call. So she, like in truth, she was probably the person I spent the least time with, like
Mm.
oddly. So out of like the cold calling, like
Interesting.
Oh,
I spent like maybe like a total of like 5 minutes, explaining
what
the
in the
deal.
heezy? What the heezy is going on?
You spent 5 minutes on a cold prospect, but you
I
directed
mean, but you got
her
listen.
to the operator,
Uh,
which kind of closed the deal as
this
well.
is crazy. You must be the one. You're the one. Okay, because you posted a deal that didn't go successful. You analyzed it, said it was baloney. Then somebody brings you a deal that they believe you're perfect for. They offer you a GP position. They're short on earnest money. You're like, I'll put it up. And then they give you more money. And then you raise capital.
Yeah, I mean that's
She's the young Jedi.
the
The force is with you, Alexandra.
See, but that's one of the things that we teach in our mastermind, though, right? It's being visible out there. Let's say on Apartment Invest Secrets, our Facebook group have 38,000 members. We have at least 2,000 accredited investors, right? So if you're not posting there, then those
that's a
investors will
good
not
point.
will not approach
So
you.
let me
right?
ask you this. So do you believe, and then we're going to take questions from the audience. Do you believe that if you would have never posted that, do you think you would have had this kind of not transaction, but these deals, this opportunity, if you wouldn't have posted that?
Never, because
In fact,
no one would have
let's
known. And then
let's
like
show this
really,
post.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No
ahead.
one would
Talk.
have
He's
Yeah, go
going to
ahead.
show the post. Show that post for him, Walt. Go ahead, Alexandra.
Yeah, no one would have known. And then like the truth is that like that post was like the sole reason that the loan sponsor like reached out to me because like, I'm so grateful for like people reaching out that already had deals that said that like, hey, do you want to take a look at this? Because like I could have never found this deal by myself, right? So like this whole process I'm like insanely grateful for. Like if I didn't listen to Joe just to make this one post about a deal that didn't go through, I would have never found a loan sponsor who let
You're going to
me in
make
on
me
the deal.
cry. This is going to make me
And
cry.
no, but it's so true, and then I would have never been offered like a GP position. And then like I would have never even had the opportunity to connect with people that, wanted to be in on the deals with me. And like, and I, I I'm just highly grateful.
That's so amazing. I'm so give her a round of applause, man. Give it up, man. Hit the claps or everything. All right, so let's take some questions, Walt.
Oh, and let's just show on the PowerPoint the what you call
What
this,
we're gonna show?
the RV park, so that people can
Show
have
the
an
RV
idea
park.
of
Well, you
of
gotta
the
you
deal.
gotta get to the RV park then. You gotta
Okay.
click,
All right.
and he can show it up.
Oh, and
There's
before we get the questions, right? So this is the deal.
Yeah, there's
Show
the
them
RV park.
right? And then which is awesome right there, right?
Yeah.
But then so can we go to the
Where you want to go?
where how people will apply to become part of the mastermind if they want to, right? So let me just go through that
Oh yeah,
first.
you just
Yeah.
Walt, take
Walt,
take the screen off. Stop sharing the screen, and then he's gonna go. You're still sharing the screen, Walter. You're still
stop
sharing the screen.
We
It
can-
is
we
because
can see
you
we can
click and
see
it goes. Click it again.
Stop sharing. Yep.
All right, there we go. Son of a biscuit. You just passed it. All right.
All right, guys. So
Now you can share the screen again.
okay, so our mastermind, we renamed it the Big Deal Maker Apprentice Program, right? So not everybody, gets accepted, So, but if you believe you can be like Alexandra, right? You want to do big deals, go there right now. Call or text the number 561-889-8135. And actually, the other number is 513-586-3169, 513-586-3169. So just to let you guys know, right? So we have a lot of success stories already. So definitely call those two numbers. I put your name there, Alexandra, right? So if
She
you want
made
to
the
be,
list. She's on the list now.
Yeah, so Alexandra is on the list now with Tim Vest, Robert Musso. Like all of these people
She's
have
like
done
in the Hall of
deals.
Fame now,
Hall of
bro.
Fame right there, right? So guys, why can't you be next, right? So call 561-889-8135 or 513-586-3169. Just keep that on the screen and then let's take
Hey,
some
Walt.
questions.
Yeah, Walt. So read us some questions, Walt.
Or if,
Or do you got access
or
to
if or if people wanna raise their hand, you wanna actually put them
Or
on
put
audio.
Joe. Yeah, put Joe on and let Joe screen through asking questions. So
All right, Joe.
we're gonna find you.
Let's make Joe the one of the panelists.
Yeah, he's working madness here. Chop chop. All
All
right,
right, there you
Joe,
go.
about
There
to
you go.
you about to
All
get him
right,
up there, and then
and
Joe's gonna be
then
a panelist, and then he's gonna ask the questions.
all right, go ahead, Joe.
Joe, you there, brother? And there
All
he
right,
is.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. What's up, Joe? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, guys. How you guys doing?
It's all good. So you
Won't let me
got
start my video though. They don't want to show my face,
no.
I
We don't
guess.
want to see your face now.
Nah, I'll run that, buddy.
No, Joe. So, did you have something? And then I want you to read a couple of questions for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Alexandra, it's been awesome working with her. You know, you heard it tonight. Mike's looking for Navy SEALs, not baby SEAls, and she's absolutely a Navy SEAL,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
definitely,
You know, she
definitely.
didn't. Mike always say, "Don't get stuck in Death Valley between idea and execution," and she surely didn't. Right? She did what we told her to do. She applied what was taught. You know, she needed the right coaching, and she came from a different mastermind, and Mike was able to provide that for her, which was amazing. She's doing amazing things. She's going to continue to do them, right? And you know, I was thinking about what she said. She said, "Think about the power of getting in the right room." Right? Five of
Yep.
those investors she raised money from came from being in the right room,
Yep.
right? Being part of the mastermind, being in front of the right people.
Mm-hmm.
She took action and got in front of the room, and that made a big difference. So, I thought that was a really good point there, and also, you know, Alexandra is the real deal, right? If you're listening to this, you'd be lucky to work with her in the future. And she didn't even mention in here, but she told me today that she's even turning down deal opportunities because she wants to focus on making sure that these ones operate well. So
Oh my
Nice.
good job on that as well. So she's got the due
Absolutely.
diligence
Awesome.
to follow through. So yeah. So how would you like to be turning down deals because you got so many to work with already?
That is serious. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm focused right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, that's
So
just
awesome.
being responsible. You know,
Yeah, that's
you
Yeah.
awesome.
can't
Awesome
just
job,
accept,
Alexander.
you know, money and do deals without being able to manage them. Yep.
All right, so Joe, let's
Yeah.
answer a couple of those. I mean, read a couple of questions so we can answer some of these people's questions. All right.
Let me see. Okay. All right. So okay. So how do you find potential investors to present your deal to in the first place? Is hosting a webinar and marketing it on Facebook a lot beforehand the best way?
I'll join in with Alexandra. When that's really you and
Yeah.
Alexandra. So, Alexandra, you share it, and Win will tap in as well.
I honestly kind of like, I think Joe and also Len touched upon it. I think like, and I think, you know, Mike, you always say it, your net work is your net worth, right? Like joining these masterminds, joining these groups, like they're being able to build like an investor base from like joining these groups
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like where you should start because like I think like you know like I think although like social media I think it's like quite quick in terms of like how many people you can outreach to. I also think that like a lot of people when they're talking about like handing over money they need to like be able to see you in person, interact with you in person, you know. So I think like being in the right groups is probably like the first key part of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Win, what do you want? to
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
that?
So you know what Alexander touched there is, you know, if you don't have a hot market and you want to create your hot market in a hurry, join masterminds, right? Because these people are dead serious. They, you know, they're paying good amounts of money to be part of that network, to learn and get coaching, etc. Right? So, that creates your hot market, meaning people who will invest the fastest with you, right? But then, you know, what you can do as well in parallel, you know, just like what Alexander did, right? You posted on AIS a deal that did not work, right? But that allowed you to attract deals, right? And also, like, really, those posts can also help you attract investors, right? And that's what we teach in our mastermind is, you know, when you put out posts in the right way and you do it in a consistent way, you'll attract investors reaching out on social media, and then you talk to them in person or on Zoom, and that's kind of have, you know, you have to establish the relationship there. And we also teach that, like, how do you do that coming from a person coming in cold? How do you get the relationship established as soon as possible, right? So yeah, so that's the overall, you know, flow on how to get investors.
All right, Joe, what we got next, brother?
Yeah, good stuff. It builds credibility, those case studies, because it shows you know how to underwrite. which people want. So,
Absolutely.
all right, next
Yeah,
question.
exactly.
So, how do you get buy-in if you don't have a bunch of your own money that you're putting into the deal?
Hey, so one more time. So
How do you
who
get
answered?
buy-in?
I got. I'm sorry. Joe, say read who asked the question, and then read it one
Gotcha.
more time. Yeah, I just wanted to hear.
Vance. Vance asks,
Okay.
so how do you get buy-in if you don't have a bunch of your own money that you're putting into the deal too?
I should be the king of this answer.
Can I just chime in really quick? Because I actually
Absolutely.
talked to Joe. I just talked to Joe about this particular. So
Okay.
the same loan sponsor that has this deal has another deal that they basically like they asked me if I wanted to be a GP on. And it's already fully like funded and subscribed. So like there was no issues with like that deal closing, right? And then like he said that like basically like if I just put in like 50,000 of the EMD, I get it back at closing, which is probably going to occur within the next few weeks. So essentially, I'm because he wanted me to be on the team, like so I really am not even like paying for a position of that GP. Like I give it and then I get it back like basically within the next few weeks. So like I sometimes I think if you have the right skill sets that people are looking for, because he's hoping to build a team of people that can either like, underwrite or risk analyze or asset manage, you know, with him. I think when you find someone that is looking for you, like your output actually can be zero. So,
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think.
Let me break that down even it's simpler. Just add value.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like she brought a different way to look at numbers, and because of she leveraged her background, being a CPA, being an auditor, that allowed her to look at numbers in a different way other people could not. How I came to the table is I added value. The key thing is providing a service. No matter whatever you do, you provide a service. Identify a problem and fill that gap. And you do that by providing service to someone. And when somebody has a problem and you provide a solution and a service, that's when money transfer hands. And that's when you begin to create wealth. And then that's when you start to get more deals. That's when people. So you're saying I don't have any money. Find a deal.
Yeah.
Or
Find the person that can raise the money, like
There you go.
Alexandra,
Yeah, so
or
all of-
join masterminds to find people who can raise the money,
So all you're doing, literally, big deal maker, our apprenticeship, we're key on just bringing people together and working with a team, because a team together, everyone accumulates money, and that's the key. Being a part of a team, providing value, and sometimes you just stay in your lane. Now, me, I've been around for a while, so I can jump in a little bit of everything. Sometimes I'll find a deal. Sometimes I'll raise a little bit of money. Sometimes I'll put people together. I'll orchestrate a team. I'm literally the coach,
yeah, like
the GM. I'm
Mike.
the coach, the GM.
yeah, Mike basically. I think Mike's genius is finding the right people and putting the deal together. That's it. Everything else flows from that, right? It
'cause-
just depends on the deal.
I mean, I get it all, but I've met people that can analyze a deal way better than me. Now, probably not, but I don't need all that. I'm like, dude, this makes money. Let's go.
Yeah, I know.
Just like I don't need to. You can add the 1 and the 2 and tie it from spreadsheet 3, 4, and 6. Doesn't matter. I know the number. All right, Joe. Let's get the next one, brother.
Yeah, we got a couple more questions here.
Okay.
We only have 1 minute left.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right,
really?
let's
It's
get
been
them in here.
good.
Okay, so
Okay, we're
Rudy
going to do
asked-
2 more. 2 more.
all right, Rudy asks, does Mastermind put you in contact with a treasure trove of investors willing to invest in a deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our mastermind has over, I think, 70 now, 70 accredited investors.
Tell me what an
And-
accredited investor is.
Yeah, an accredited investor is someone with a net worth of $1 million and or they make $200,000 to $300,000 per year. So, and yeah, I mean, a lot of our mastermind members, they're willing to invest in a deal, and some just wants to be passive in a deal.
Yeah, and listen, like, I don't want to discourage anybody. Like, yeah, networking in a mastermind group is beneficial, and you'll find some more people with money. It helps that in a mastermind group, people are well off. Because I joined the mastermind group. What is that? Cole Gordon's, right?
Yeah. Eight-figure boardroom.
Man, literally, it's people with they making money.
Yeah.
They making 400, like netting, not grossing, netting 200 to $1.5 million a month, and we in the room.
Yep.
And my point is, they're making so much money they don't know they know what to do, but they need to invest so they can avoid all these taxes.
Yep.
So my point is just get in a room,
Be in the right room.
provide value. Sometimes it's an apartments group. Sometimes it's a mastermind or real estate groups. I mean, but you just got to network. All right, let's do one more, and then we got to wrap up here.
All right, Cristobal, let's address this comment. So basically, having that family net worth is what makes her trustworthy. That's her leverage, basically, to put in investors willing to risk money with her, so they know that they have something to go after if the deal does not work.
Ooh, that's aggressive.
A little aggressive, huh? I think we answered this question already, in my opinion, but
I'm gonna let you
I
comment.
just say
I don't,
something real.
Yeah.
I don't understand the
I
question, to be
understand
honest.
the question.
No, I'll just say something real quick. I think the world of money, right, takes basically goes to money, right? Like I'm just putting it out there. I think the reason why even in the mastermind we use Mike Ely as the name, that where we get brokers to notice us is because Mike Ely has experience in money. I don't think that there's no kind of there shouldn't be a negative connotation that I'm able to utilize, resources like Mike or even my own, net worth that I did earn, by the way. So to advance, and then, and the truth is I also put money into other people's deals, not only my own, right? And then for me to earn that accredited title, I don't think that maybe this goes back to what Mike said, but it's a mindset thing. You need to work on the mindset that it's not a bad thing that you can utilize your own resources to help
definitely.
you advance, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, having money is a benefit. It does put you on a platform, and people may look at you differently, but it's really about the whole thing and executing. Overall team. It helps. If I come to the table and people are like, well, Mike's got a little bit of money. It must be something. I'll leverage that, but it's not always our money on the table though. So if you're looking at that person because they're in the deal, I want to be clear. You're structuring a deal so the team is enticing, right? But don't look at it like, oh, if they're putting their money in, if it collapsed, they're going to bail everybody out. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't. Now I will say, if I'm in a deal and I'm responsible, I'm going to work my damnedest to make sure everybody gets their money back and we have success. I can't say, and I'm sure other investors can't say that, well, if the ship goes down, I'm going to bail it out. I think they're going to do everything in their capacity to make sure it's successful. But if it just goes sideways, and it can't be recovered, that's it. That was a bad deal. And that's the whole point of the PPM. For some people don't know, a PPM, private placement memorandum. It basically says you're investing. It's kind of like the stock market, right? You put in a mutual fund. You put in a mutual fund and it doesn't produce a return. Those brokers are not going out there to bring that stock back.
Yeah, yeah.
They're waiting just like you,
Yeah, like
and it may not return. So
yep,
you're
a stock can go down to zero.
Yeah,
In the
so-
same manner, a syndicated deal, in theory, can go down to zero.
so
Yep.
so I just want to be clear. Like, just because somebody with money puts in the deal doesn't mean they're gonna bail it out. But their job and fiduciary responsibility is to make sure that they do their best to make that deal successful
Yeah.
and be transparent.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, first of all, that's our time. I'm gonna do a quick mindset, but everybody, give it up for Alexandra on her success and everything. Thanks so much for joining us today. I've learned so much from you today. Thank you so much about RV parks, and I'm jealous because I got hotels and they pay $100 to $120, and my margins are not that good. Okay, so
You need less buildings.
Yeah,
That's what you
more-
need, less buildings.
that's right.
More dirt.
Yeah,
less
more
buildings.
dirt, baby. More dirt, baby. Hey, all right. Well, so we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alessandra.
Everybody, please give it up for Alexander. Give her a clap with your actions, smiley faces, hearts up, and we're out of here. Thank you. So now, man, we go to the mindset, man.
Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about today? I think we got it today. Mindset, tool set, skill set. Because the mindset is everything. Like you in providing a service. Like, it's not until you provide a service that you'll start to gain wealth. When you do everything based on only your needs and you're that selfish, you can't expand. You can't. It's and if you don't have a why, which is providing for someone else, at some point you're gonna quit. Isn't that sound weird? But like, seriously, most people that become successful, if they just did it for themselves, yes, they're gonna have money, but they're lonely, and then eventually they quit. But those who obtain success, but they doing it for other reasons, like their community, like their family, like changing their area, they have that why, they can continue to go on. It's kind of like, like you heard these stories when a grandma, right, gets in a car accident, a grandma, and the grandbaby gets stuck in the car, but grandma goes and ripped the door off. Like, what? Where did she get this superhero strength? That adrenaline pumped in because she had a why. And it was for someone else. It's about love, it's about passion. And so, go out, once you start serving for other people, that's when you'll really begin to see wealth. That's when wealth will come back to you. Because the more you give, the more you'll receive. And that's the whole point. The reason I continue to be successful, yes, I do it for the money, but in return, we go out and create jobs for people. We create a better experience. We want to provide a service that they never had before so that they can expand. So go out and provide a service and watch your net worth expand. Hey, God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal away. Peace.